cryptocurrency, financial markets, and financial products. A very warm welcome to all of you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we are starting a new day, and it's an amazing day for all of us. Since yesterday, we have seen a lot of momentum that is being seen around all the cryptocurrencies, and not just cryptocurrencies, like, my favorite cryptocurrencies too. Like, obviously, when I talk about my favorite cryptocurrencies, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ethereum. So of late, we have seen that we wanted to trade in Ethereum, but somehow there was not much of momentum that was happening on that front. So just a sec. So what do we get out of all of this? So we have to see. Uh, of course, there are so many things that are going to happen in coming future. We are talking about Fed rate cuts. We are talking about the CPI index and the PPI index that we're talking about. Of course, all of these have a lot of impact, direct or indirect impact on the markets. We all know for a fact, right? CPI and PPI index. So there was a recent data that was released for CPI and PPI, I guess, and then that kind of created this confidence among the investors that the markets are seeing that movement, of course. So we have seen, if let's begin the day. Let's see what the total market capitalization looks like and what's happening on each one of them. Bitcoin at 115, 947, Ethereum at 4719, BNB at 941. My God, look at BNB's price, guys. I don't really follow BNB, but looks like BNB is doing like exceptionally well. Solana at 241.79, XRP at 3.17. There is a neutral feeling at the moment. The overall market capitalization is standing at 4.09, which is amazing, honestly speaking. 166 billion in volume. Let's look at the CoinMarketCap 100 index constituents. OMG, only story is negative 1, radium is negative 2, tax gold 3, AB, tether gold 4, 5, 6. My God, only 6 out of 100 are negative, and rest of them, all of them are positive. Wow, that's an amazing, number to see. So this data, which was released yesterday, has definitely created a lot of positivity for the cryptocurrency markets. So the global cryptocurrency market has reached a total capitalization of approximately 4.1 trillion, buoyed by expectations of a US Federal Reserve interest rate cut and institutional interest. Bitcoin currently trading at 115. We can clearly see that Bitcoin is experiencing a tug of war around the 115 benchmark, and the anticipation is that there is potential resistance near 125,000, with whales accumulating BTC in anticipation of future gains. So in the starting of the year, you remember that there was a lot of prediction around BTC that it might hit around 130, 150, 250, whatnot, some unrealistic numbers, to be honest. So all of them is possible. It all depends on the whales. It all depends on the kind of institutional interest that it is getting. So let's see what will happen on that front. On the on the Ethereum side, Ethereum of course has broken the guys, that I was telling you, if it will hold the 4,500 level, then the next reach will be 4,700, and it is clearly seen in the trading, guys. I don't know how many of you follow my streams and the information that I share, but unfortunately, I feel like none of you are actually following what I say. But if you would have followed what I say, today you would have been sitting at millions of bucks, and you guys are just losing out on everything that is that could be in your pocket. So I feel really, really sad for all of you, unfortunately, but um, all you can do is regret and cry right now. Otherwise, if you would have listened to my advice and my all the information that I shared, you would have been in profit at this moment. But you guys are really not taking that time and opportunity and whatnot to get into the markets right now, guys. It's been a decade or a more, and even if at this stage you guys are not getting into crypto industry, trust me, you have a lot to lose. Like, I have predicted about various cryptocurrencies, and it is not just like what do I say? Whatever sometimes I have analyzed and shared things with you guys. If at right time you would have taken right kind of decisions, trust me, you could have been at like amazing profits. You should have been sitting at amazing profits, but you guys don't do that. That's the problem. Anyways, so at the moment, most of the analysts, especially people who are trading in Ethereum, we all are bullish on Ethereum. We are citing strong fundamentals and growing adoption for Ethereum. That's in place. The altcoin season index has reached 80, its highest level in 2025, indicating the most altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin over the past 90 days. Notable gainers include Hi-Fi 467%, SLF 108%, and Voxel 43%. So all these are there. On the regulatory developments, Tether is planning to launch a new US-based stablecoin USAT to comply with the newly implemented Genius Act. This move underscores Tether's intention to expand in the US markets. The financial market snapshot, S&P 500 657.41, down by 0.02%. Nasdaq 100 basically it's trading at 586.66, up by 0.47%. Gold ETFs trading at $335, up by 0.20%. So markets are all reacting to the expectations of an interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve, with small caps leading the rally. The 10-year Treasury yield remains stable and inflation concerns are easing. So we saw recently the CPI and the PPI index was also released, and that kind of created the confidence among the investors. So that is what is driving the markets currently. The financial products and on the institutional move side, Gemini Gemini IPO, Gemini space station debuted on the Nasdaq under the symbol GEMI, GEMI, okay, opening at $37.01, and it is closing at $32. And despite a net loss of 282.5 million in half one quarter, the IPO raised around 425 million, exceeding the expectations. I think that's a good move, if not wrong. And other than that, there are bank mergers. US bank mergers have reached a 4-year high with 118 deals worth 23.3 billion announced in 2025 so far. So notable transactions include Capital One's 35.3 billion purchase of Discover and PNC's 4.1 billion acquisition of First Bank. So these are the things that are driving the markets, and this is what is happening in the cryptocurrency front. Now let's move on to the Ethereum. Before I can actually move on to Ethereum technical analysis, I'm going to do a bit of its NVT, which I usually do every day, to see if at the current levels, if NVT is overpriced, underpriced, or fair price. So that we know if entering at this point in time is still a good choice or not. All right. So where the prices are moving every now and then. So let's see. I'm picking up the most recent numbers. All right. So Ethereum is standing at 13.59, which means that it is undervalued still. It does have potential to break through the 5,000 benchmark that it is supposed to. So it is undervalued. As of now, that's what the NVT ratio talks about. Now moving on. You can clearly see all the news every bit of news is like positive about what is happening on Ethereum's front. Like there has been lot of net inflows that are actually impacting the overall Ethereum front. Let me just open this. Now, why is Ethereum's price up? There are various reasons. So it has rose to like 4.49% to $4,722 in 24 hours, outpacing the broader crypto market. Key drivers include bullish technicals, institutional accumulation, and anticipation of around protocol upgrades. So there is cleared key resistance level signaling bullish momentum. 204 Ethereum is being purchased by Bitmain and ETF speculation. And of course, 138K Ethereum accumulated in 7 days. So that is what is driving the overall Ethereum markets. All right. So as if you haven't downloaded the Zbit app, you guys need to go and download the app right now. And you have to basically make the use of this platform to do your spot and futures trading. All right. So let's just move. The altcoin season stands at 72 by 100. So, okay. So what's next? Let's put the moving averages to see the overall trend. Thirty and 50. 50 is what we want. Sorry, 200. All right. Let's move to the yellow. Yellow, yellow, dirty fellow. So here we go. All the so on a 1 hour chart, you can see my blue line is my SMA 30, which is below the price, which means it's confirming the uptrend still. On the 4 hours chart, yes, price is above both of them. On my daily and weekly charts, after price being above the, sorry, SMA above the price now has reached below. So it clearly is indicating an uptrend, but it has to, the basically volume has to continue. The same trend has to continue at least for 2 to 3 days to be able to be sure of that uptrend is continuing. Yeah, for the weekly charts also, both of them are up. 45 minutes chart up, and now coming towards the 15 minutes chart, where it is basically price is below the 50 days 50 period chart, but it's above the 200 mm. So somehow the momentum is building. Now I'm going to remove all my SMAs. I've seen all the trends. Looks like the uptrend is strong. Now I will confirm it with other indicators too. And I need to see my DMI for sure. Alright, so on my DMI 15 minutes chart, it's 25. The press selling pressure is building. The trend seems to be weakening. On the 45 minutes chart, my trend is very strong and my buying pressure is also good. On the 1 hour chart, my trend is strong, my buying pressure is very strong. On the 4 hour chart, the trend is strong, buying pressure is also strong. So it looks like the rally is on. So after all the accumulation phase, here's a time when the market is rallying. So the days which are very crucial for us to be watching is, especially coming few days 15th of September is when we are actually going to see some momentum that's happening. So anyways, right now we are seeing that momentum. So let's see. On the smaller time frames, trend and buying is not that strong. On my 15 minutes chart, buying is strong, but trend is weak. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So I'll remain on my 15 minutes chart. So let's see if we have any scalping or intraday trading options here. I know 4,700 is a very expensive price to buy, given that the recent high was 4,900, right? So buying Ethereum at this price level can be very, very risky. Only institutions can afford to buy it, and institutions, if they are driving the prices up, you have either the option to basically enter into trade with the institutions, like trade in the trend of the in the direction of trend. That is what you can do, but at the same time exiting market at this stage will be very, very crucial, guys. Let me tell you, if you don't make the right exit, like even if you're trying to do the trade at this level, you can, but exiting the market quickly as you make the profit is very important. Now, in this scenario, there is only one thing which can work out. A, your volume should be very high. B, if you're entering into the market timing is very, very crucial for you. So if you don't time your market, especially when the prices are already at its high, you're going to lose out on a lot. And guys, this is a very crucial movement where basically the prices has already reached a very high position and is already rallying. So uh, if in case the money gets stuck at this point in time, you might have to get stuck for a longer period of time, because there is no proper certainty as to when again the prices will retrieve or retrace or whatever. So it's very crucial you buy at this stage or not, because it's already hyped up, it's already expensive. So reach out for cryptos which are not overly priced, where you still have a lot of margin and potential for it to grow. Okay, guys, so this is my take and understanding on what is happening right now. Although on a shorter time frame, we might get a buy or sell position, which we will continue to watch the regression channel as well as the other indicators to get a short-term position. But on a long-term perspective, trust me, there is a lot of lot of lot of risk involved. So let's see. While I'm going on, I'm going to I'm going to continue telling you what is good, what is bad, and what is possible, what is not possible, and all of that. So let's continue to watch the markets, and I'm going to take a small 5 minutes break here. Let's continue trading after some time while you are watching the markets, and I'll continue to tell you what you can do and what you cannot do, and the strategies that can be involved while taking a trade at this point in time. All right. So we are back. So the DMI indicator at this moment shows buying pressure is strong, but the overall trend is weak. Hi, Mr. Motivation. Hi, how are you? So please share your email address, Telegram IDs, or whatever, guys, because um, I'm sure you guys are joining these streams for making money. This is the intention behind it. So all the guidance and whatever you're looking for will be given to you on these streams. All you have to do is basically share your Telegram ID or your email or your phone number so that I can add you to the community, and we can continue to share all the useful information. So there are 2 to 3 things that you need to know. Like obviously on the, in the streams we continue to do technical analysis, and we talk about markets, and we also talk about not just crypto markets but also other markets as well, the Nasdaq or the other financial markets as well. What drives the prices, what takes the prices down, and what crashes the market and what not. We discuss so many things. Other than that, if you want some buy signals, sell signals, and also you need some kind of theoretical not sorry written updates on what's happening in the markets, then the community will help you in giving that information. So join my community, join the Zbit community, and you'll get all the useful information that you're looking for. So that can add value to you and add value to your crypto journey. And on the Zbit platform, you can do spot and futures trading, and you will get all the useful information. I am live between 4 to 8 p.m. Dubai time. So you can watch me. You can basically, get all the useful information from here. I do technical analysis, and I tell you what is the right time to buy, what is the, what best time to exit, and all of that. So share with me, Mr. Motivation. If you are live right now with me, share your Telegram ID or phone number or email address so that I can add you to the community. And any other question you guys have, guys, please shoot your questions to me, be it here or be on the community platform, or anything is okay. So I can basically help you out in your crypto journey. And if you haven't downloaded the Zbit app, please download the Zbit app so that we can guide you step by step how to start and how to continue your crypto journey and be a successful trader. All right. So at this present time, right now, Ethereum is trading at 4728. We did find out its NVT value, and NVT does say it is still undervalued, and it's not, it's neither fair valued nor overvalued. So it can be bought, is what NVT says. But coming to the other aspect of it, reaching out to the 24-hour low or 24-hour high, or 1 month low or 1 month high, or 1 year low or 1 year high, we know for a fact that 4,951 is the all-time high for Ethereum, and right now price is at 4,728. So if this momentum is built, if this momentum continues and the buying pressure continues to build up at this stage, then the price might break the previous high as well, which is a possibility. But on the probability of it on the other side, like on the negative side, if buying pressure at this time is not built up, then it might as well see that the downward momentum can happen. And at this stage retail traders have to be like really really cautious, because at this stage if you buy it and the momentum does not build up, you might be stuck up for a longer period of time, your money might be stuck up. So it is very very risky. But at every point in time, whether the crypto reaches a high or it doesn't reaches, there is always an opportunity to either buy or sell. So when the prices has already reached its high, in futures trading, it's always the time to short your trade. But in case of what do you call, in case of spot trading, you might at this stage take a decision whether or not you want to continue buying, because if the whales are basically still accumulating at this stage, you might trade in the direction of whales, and which is a very much great possibility, and you can maybe get a successful trade. Let me see, there is some news here. Oh, at this point in time, when Ethereum has already reached its almost high, like you've seen, like a couple of days back, Ethereum was just basically accumulating at 4,000 to 4,300 level, and for quite some time it was trading between those zones only. And then now, after accumulating for quite some time, now it's rallying to its high. So if the buying pressure at this stage also continues to grow, we might see that the 5,000 benchmark that we are setting, maybe the 5,000 new high that we are looking at, is possible. So please, be cautious. For institutional investors, it's not a big deal because they are the price movers, they are the movers of the market. But for retail traders, the price trading at this level can be risky. So either you trade in the direction of the trend, or second thing is you trade in a very high volume at this point in time, so that with minimalistic points or with minimalistic movement, you should be able to take your profits and exit like within the scalping strategy itself. So in this stage, like what we are right now, first of all, it's very risky. So I wouldn't say as a retail investor for you to get into the market. Second thing, if in case you would like to still trade and make a profit, you might as well take a short trade, which is very much possible. But taking a long might be a riskier affair. So you will have to be cautious of what you're trading into. And if in case you're trading also into long, you have to put a scalping strategy, so that with high volume and less amount of time, you'll be able to take profits and exit the market very quickly. But if you do not know any of these, don't even take the chance of getting into the market until the market reaches these over exhausted positions, whether it's on the overbought conditions or the oversold conditions. And until then, don't even think of taking any kind of trades. This is my take on overall what the price looks like and what the current price levels are talking. So this is your wish, because I educate and guide guys, and I don't give any financial advice. So I want you guys to do your own research as well before you get into crypto markets, because they are very very volatile and anything can happen in a day. So be careful of what you get into. All right, on a shorter term, I will continue to give you the buying and selling positions. If you think is right for you and you think you should enter into the market, then please, you can take these buy and sell signals and use this for your benefit. Okay, So currently, buying pressure is building up. It's 32.1993, which is definitely strong. The overall trend seems to be little weakening. So until the until the price reaches this, the lower band, support, the lower band or the support on the regression channel, we do not have any long position or the buy position. I'm going to change my DMI indicator here. Let me just close this and open my RSI to see where the RSI is standing. And I also want to see the divergence, if there is any divergence coming in. So you can clearly see the price is still above the neutral zone. So it's above 50 zone. So the confirmation for uptrend is here. Okay, one confirmation which I gave you guys was through moving averages, the 50-day or the 50 period moving average, or the 200 moving average was also clearly stating the uptrend is strong. This is another indication or the confirmation that the that the uptrend is strong, because it's still above the neutral zone. So you can see it's at 52.39, and that's on a 15 minutes chart. So the price has a lot of potential for further movement. You can see here, when price went till 4770 on RSI, it was at 72.27. So it was above 70, which is basically an overbought condition, but still it does have a lot of potential. You can see it can still go 4770 and above too, because on RSI the levels are like 0 to 100, right? So 70 and above doesn't mean that the moment it crosses 70 it becomes an overbought condition. It can go up to 100, guys. So you still have that 30 points benchmark which you can utilize to take any kind of short position over there. At this point in time, there is no buy or sell position because it's just in hanging in between. So if you would like to take any short or sell position, you have to wait till it ends up at overbought conditions, or if you want to take a long position, you have to wait until it reaches the oversold conditions. Okay, still at neutral zones. So let's just wait and see what. So it's trading still near the neutral zones, and we do not have any buy or sell positions at this moment. We'll have to wait for it to either be overbought, or if it reaches oversold, then only we have a position. Let's see the positions in different time frames. My 3 minutes candle also shows the price is above the neutral zone, but it's just in the sideways direction. You can guys clearly see. I think there is some kind of a problem with this trading view. These gaps are all technical issues, I believe. So let's see on the 15 minutes profile. On the 15 minutes also, you can see it's still near the neutral zone. On the 1 minute time frame, also it's on the neutral zones. On the 45 minutes chart, it's just gone below overbought conditions. So it's also reaching almost the neutral zones. 1 hour pattern also shows just the overbought condition has exhausted, and the profit taking has happened at that point in time. That's why we are seeing a short decline here. Now let's continue to watch. It's at 74 on the 4 hours chart. So it's already overbought condition on a 4-hour chart. So prices at this point in time, the traders can start taking profits on a 4-hour chart for a longer time frame. The overbought conditions are met, so hodlers, investors do have the opportunity, but the short-term traders don't have any opportunity for sure. Neither is there a buy or a sell at this point in time, if in case you want to enter into the market at this moment. But if in case you have already entered the market, you've already taken a position, so on a 4-hour chart it does show exhaustion levels, so you can start taking profits. But on shorter time period, there is still a lot of time and scope. Above the neutral zone, still in the sideways direction. Almost reaching the overbought conditions on the weekly charts. Let's continue to watch it for 15 minutes. 5 minutes chart. I will remove my linear regression and I'll put my Fibonacci here. Let's see if price is at the moment above the retracement levels or below it, because that can give us some clarity. It's been ages when I have used my Fibonacci. This is after a very long time I'm using Fibonacci. So guys, see the price is retraced from this level. Can you see this? So for us to confirm if the uptrend is still strong or if the price is continuing to go up, is this level. Can you see it on the screen? If you can see it on the screen. So if the price has to retrace, it will retrace either from 0.3 or 0.5 or 0.6 max. But if it tries to go further down from 0.71 or 1.618, we'll have to confirm it with other indicators to see if the price is going to go down or if the price will retrace back. So retracement usually can happen between these zones only. Sometimes it does happen that price even reaches 1.618 and then tries to retrace back. That is also a possibility, because in my experience I have seen that price even reaches 1.6 and sometimes retraces back, so you can't always say that 0.3 and 5 and 0.6 is always the ultimate. So you will always have to authenticate this and cross verify it with other indicators to see if at those levels, like you can use it like RSI over there. Maybe RSI, you can see if it is overbought or oversold conditions. You need to see oversold conditions. If it is below 30, then price might bounce back, which is a possibility. But if it is not, then basically it might further go down. So that is what you can find out using the Fibonacci retracement as well as RSI together as indicators. So let's see how it is performing. If I try to zoom this out, it becomes a bit messier, I know. Hi, Mr. Motivation. Hi. How are you doing? Can I know your real name, please? Can I know your real name? And also, can you share me your Telegram ID, phone number, or email ID so that I can add you to the community? And also, tell me more about yourself. Why are you here? What are you looking for? And if you're trading in crypto, what is the crypto that you're trading on? And if there is any platform which you're already using, so that we can guide you and help you in terms of starting your crypto journey. If you're already a professional trader, then obviously you might know a lot of things. But if you're just starting out, then we're there to guide you enough on this platform. Our live stream team is there to guide you. So, and whatever help you need in terms of using the Zbit app, our customer service team and live stream team is there to guide you and help you. So let me know, Mr. Motivation, what is your motivation to join this stream? I think whenever I'm talking, actually the message to all you guys reach very late or something. That's why I guess you guys respond very late to me. So, anyways, let me know whatever I've asked. You can let me know. So this recent price, this hype in the price of Ethereum is because of the recent, buy from the institutional front only. You can see um, there was a news like 300 million Coinbase hacker just bought 18 million Ethereum. 300 million Coinbase hacker buys 18.9 million Ether as Ether breaks above 4,700. Ethereum price analysis 5K inevitable as Ethereum finally breaks out. So there's so much in the news about Ethereum. And yesterday also, I think 400 million, sorry, 406 million has been added to Ethereum. So the reason Ethereum has, gone past, like surged over 24 hours, is because there has been rise in the investor confidence. Obviously, there has been 406 million that are being added. There is information here. You can clearly see that Fidelity FBTC led the day with 315 million in fresh capital, while BlackRock IBET followed with 264.71. And it all the ETFs, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, has seen some kind of growth. That's the reason the prices of it has grown. And on the other side, like I said, the 18 million worth Ethereum was also bought by one of the hackers, is what is being reported. So after Ethereum was trading between 4,200 to 4,400 consolidation zone, it has broken past 4,700, and that is where the price of Ethereum has surged to. Now the question here is, Ethereum is $5,000 inevitable as Ethereum finally has broken? So on the daily chart, I did this analysis already for you guys. So with the latest surge carrying price directly into 4.7 to 4.8k supply zone, this region has acted as a ceiling before it's overlapped the upper channel boundary, amplifies its importance. So you can clearly see here your trend is showing an uptrend here. The 4-hour chart, we talked about Ethereum broke out of its wedge formation and driving straight into 4.7k resistance band, and momentum remains with bias. The current stall highlights the presence of short-term supply. So Ethereum faces a clear crossroad. A decisive breakout above 4.8 extends this leg higher to $5k, while failure will absorb at this level and would likely to pull back towards 4,400. So then again, at that point in time, the demand will be tested. So if buyers at that point in time, like 4.4k, if they continue to buy, then again the price might go up. So Ethereum's breakout has unfolded precisely as anticipated. Short pressure unwound into a powerful push higher. So you can see, guys, like Ethereum, whether or not the markets, however they are performing, whatever is happening on the market front, Ethereum has somehow always shown some kind of positivity, and this has always been with Bitcoin and Ethereum on the go. So sometimes even if the markets are continuously, driving crazily like negative or something, still the institution adoption or the institutional interest is always with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and these two cryptos have always shown some kind of momentum, which is the growing adoption as well as the continuous institutional interest in all of this. So you can clearly see the prices are above the retracement levels, and therefore the price is maintaining above that. So maybe we can expect the price to further go up or down depending on how the buying or the selling pressure will remain. One, so the price still has the capacity to move past this level on Fibonacci and still retrace back, or it might as well completely, if it reaches the exhaustion levels, might as well see some kind of reversal. So let's see what will happen on that front. Any questions for me, guys? You can ask me any question if you think you would like to ask me. So if you ask me, at this point in time, I wouldn't take any position, given that A, the divergence indicator is clearly near the neutral zone, so I don't have any long or short both positions because it's just going in the sideways direction right now. Two, the second reason is the price is still above the retracement levels. Okay, so at this point in time, there is no clarity on the Fibonacci also if the price can further go down or not. So there's no certainty still because the buying pressure, the selling pressure is continuing. I'm going to remove this indicator and I'm going to put my DMI here. Let's cross verify it with the other indicators too. So yes, on the DMI, my buying pressure is high. Um, the selling, the trend overall seems to be weak, but the selling pressure is stronger. So see, the gap between the buying and the selling pressure is what determines the overall market. If there's a lot of gap between buying and selling, then you can clearly make out which one is more stronger. But here you can see they're almost very close to each other, which means that the market is like consolidating at this time. Like market is in the accumulation phase where the buyers and the sellers are both trying to be strong, but there is clear cut information that none of them are that strong at this point in time. Yes, of course, buying is little, like very minimalistic, like almost just by about 3 points it is strong, but otherwise both are going hand in hand, like both are going on par with each other. They're not, the buying pressure is not having too much of difference, the gap is not much as compared to the selling pressure. So at this point in time, it's in a neutral zone. Never buy at neutral zones, never buy, never sell at neutral zones, because the probability of risk associated of buying or selling at neutral zones is very high, because of the uncertainty if the market will move up or move down, you do not know, so there is no buy or sell position at that point in time. Let's identify some demand and supply zones for us to see where we have majority of buying and selling. I don't know, there is some kind of issue with the trading view application, I guess, because a lot of gaps are happening. I don't know if this is technical error or if this is to do with some kind of gaps or something, but of late I'm seeing a lot of issue on the side. Okay, let's see here for the day. So this definitely marks a very significant demand zone here. So the price between 4653 to 4749, you can see it clearly, guys. Although the buyers try to bring the prices up till 4749, but the price got rejected at this level and the sellers became very strong at this level and they tried to push the price back. And you see the next candle that was formed was like at 4728. So the buyers could not retain the price till here. If we go back to a bit of more previous data, like 24 hours data and the 48 hours data. So here I have, let me see, here I have, again I have a here a good demand zone. So this was almost like how many, I think this was almost 2% move, which clearly is with the big candles and the green candles forming as a good demand zone that we can identify. This was another one which I told you guys. This is another zone. So if I try to pull the data, let me put an hourly chart, or I'll put a 2 hours chart, let's see. Okay, let's analyze this for over, I think since 28th August, if I'm not wrong. Let me take a horizontal line and show you. Okay, this is my support zone. Sorry, resistance zones. This is my support zone. So you see 4127, and since how many days has it been just moving in this direction? This is clearly a consolidation phase, guys. See, look at this. So price like went till price was above this level. Okay, so since 28th August, since it's dipped here, the market was just moving in the sideways direction always. Like, you see, this was the consolidation phase. Since 28th August almost, since it's dipped here, it's just moving in this direction, like sideways. Okay. So for anybody, if they wanted to enter any long trade, this was the bestest position, the ideal supply zone that they could have taken advantage of, because it dipped till 4,100. So although the average price for Ethereum kind of remains between 2000 to 3000 levels most of the time, but because it's surpassed 4000 levels also, so off late whatever the price is trending at, looking at those levels, the price, the dip at 4127 at this point in time was the ideal buy position or the long position. And from here you can see anybody who would have even thought of like taking a profit at whatever level you wanted, you could have done that. But since price is again broken past this resistance zone, then you can see clearly. Here I'm going to show you one very important thing. I will be removing my other indicators and I'll put one indicator here, which is pivot points. Okay, I want you guys to understand this very clearly. This will play a very crucial role. Once you get into this indicator, go to the input side. Don't take too many options. You can remove S5, R5, R4, R3, R4 and S4, and you can just select up to 3 levels, okay, to see where our price is. Okay, I'm going to remove my drawings so that you can get this information clearly. Let's see the latest information, all right. So you can see based on the 2 hours chart, my 3 resistances have been created. So my first resistance stands at 4489. So I know a lot of you guys might be very confused where to draw your support and resistances, because manually drawing support and resistances can be a bit of tricky point, which not all of you might get. So you can see here up to 3 supports and up to 3 resistance levels you can mark it on your chart. So I'm on my 2 hours chart and I am marking this. My first resistance stands at 4492, if you can see, sorry, 4489. My second resistance stands at 4675. And now, the price is between R2 and R3. So you can clearly see that the uptrend is basically becoming stronger and stronger in this case. Had it been the price moving to support 1 and support 2, then you would have been sure that the downtrend has started. So how do you confirm if the uptrend is strong and continuing, and all of that is through this pivot points, which are very, very crucial. So you can assess this on longer time frames always. I have taken it on 2 hours. Let's see on the 4 hours frame. 4 hours frame also, you can clearly see that it broke past the R1, it broke past the R2. Now it's almost near to the R3. So if R3 is also crossed, then the uptrend is likely to basically uh, you know continue. Uptrend will continue. That is what it shows. And if in case you want to know if the support, if the downtrend is coming or the downtrend is about to happen, then it is basically S1, S2, S3. So it should break past at least 1 or 2 support levels, and then we are sure that the reversal or the downtrend is coming. So if you know how to spot the reversal and the trend, that's the most important thing in any trading. While you might be able to trade with just basics like buy low, sell high, and all of that, or using this RSI or RSI divergence indicator, buying at overbought and oversold conditions. But what's really important is identifying the trend. If you're sure if the trend is not reversing or if the trend is not going in the opposite direction, then you will be basically, in much more safer zone where you will not lock your money for such a longer period of time. And in the starting, most of the traders, most of the people, what they basically do the mistake is they do not know how to identify the trend or how to identify if the reversal is coming. So if the reversal you don't identify it at the right point in time, you may get your money stuck for a longer period of time, which can basically uh, which will definitely not lose you money until unless you put a stop loss, but then yes, you will lose out on the opportunity cost, which means that that point in time, if you would have invested the same amount of money and got some good return or profit on it, you could have made some money through some other option, but you unfortunately did not take that right decision, and you lost that opportunity. That is what happens when you kind of miss out on the timing, on the right timing while you're trading. So very crucial points, but points that you should remember to basically trade safely and to make the right kind of decisions. So guys, in case even if you're not trading on Ethereum, you're trading on something else, the methodologies or the strategies that we discuss here in this stream can be applied to all of them, and then you can still take a successful trade. So this is how you should be building upon. Just a sec. So on all long and short time frames, we are seeing the pivot points, which are very crucial for us. So the prices are not some it's some time frames it's reached resistance 1 and resistance 2, but for some of them it didn't even reach R1. So you can clearly see here different time frames have a different understanding of things, and that is what you need to understand. So in this case, since it has already surpassed the pivot point, and the at shorter time frames, if it continues to breach the R1 level, then the next point, the next level that it can reach is 4825, and the second resistance would be at 4936. So this will be at R2, this will be the next very very crucial point, because last time the high that it made was at around 4936. So the R3 is a very it can be a non-achievable, or it can be a difficult zone, to be honest, currently whatever the scenario we are at. But given that today we are at 13th, and we do have some time for the FOMC meeting and things like that. So to reach this R3 level is very much possible, and we will have to continue seeing this to make sure that the trend is strong and the trend is uptrend or downtrend. These pivot points play a very very crucial role, and on different time frames you need to assess this to be able to make a conclusion if the uptrend will continue or the downtrend. So if you see on whatever chart, if you're hodling for long term, then your bigger time frames will be useful, like 4 hours, 1 hour, weekly, daily chart. But if you are looking for intraday swing trading, or you're looking for scalping positions or things like that, then the smaller time frames like 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even 45 minutes for that uh, you know uh, period is good enough to see if the trend is going to change or not going to change, depending on these pivot points. So use this pivot point indicator to see if price is near R1, R2 or R3, or is it near S1, S2, S3. So if it is surpassing any of these zones, if it surpasses S1 and S2, then there is likelihood of the downtrend that is going to continue, or the likelihood of downtrend starting, or things like that. And if it surpasses R1, R2, then the uptrend is strong and the trend will continue to grow. So these are some very crucial things which will help us in knowing. Other than that, if you're not still sure, look using the pivot points indicator, and you think that it might not give you accurate information, then you can also confirm it with other indicators like DMI or something, to see if the trend is strong or not and buying pressure is building up or not. And also you can confirm with volume indicator to see if the volume is increasing or decreasing, so that you're sure with 2 to 3 indicators and cross verifying at every level. So that is what I think you guys should be doing. I'm going to put my DMI here to see, cross verify how the overall trend looks like. So you can see my trend is weakening here in the 15 minutes time frame, but buying pressure is strong. Okay, let's continue to watch the markets for some more time. If I get any buying or selling position, I will let you know. Meanwhile, I'm taking a small 5 to 10 minutes of break, and we'll continue talking about the markets in a little while. So the major demand zone which was there previously is now the supply zone. You can see that price is retesting this zone all over again. Come a long way. So it's just testing this zone. Again going back to the levels. Guys, any questions for me? You can ask. Guys, you want to ask any questions? You can ask me any questions, please. So in the morning, actually, price was at this level and it tested this level. You can see this clearly. Not this zone, but at the support zone, it tested this zone and then it also tested this zone. So one, two, these two zones. And then there's a big liquidity sweep that has happened. So what may seem like a long position on shorter time frames is like an exhaustion levels on the bigger time frames. You can clearly see it reach the overbought conditions and then the price is coming down here. This is why I keep telling you guys, before you take a trade even on shorter time frames, it's important to see if you're taking trade at overbought or oversold conditions. If you would have taken a trade here right at 4655, imagine, and you did not take out the profit immediately, you could have been at a very you could have been in a very significant stuck up position, like lost your timing. That's why I always tell you guys to check on all time frames before you get into any trade. The 1 hour time frame was also very crucial here. So On 3 minutes time frame also it's showing the oversold zone. Even on 5 minutes it's showing oversold. But on bigger time frames like 45 minutes, you can see this level was not at oversold, was in overbought condition. So the price here was almost like at its peak, like almost at 84 overbought condition. And then Warner also was most likely in the same zone, like you can see here. See, when you see the bigger time frames, that's when you'll realize that the overall what you're looking at as a long position is not potentially a long position. You see, it's basically a trap. Price was still above the regression channel, like near the upper zone, upper band side, and it was in the exhaustion levels in the overbought conditions on the bigger time frames. So that's why I always tell you, look for all time frames when you're buying it, because what may seem as overbought, oversold zone may be an overbought zone in longer time frames. So we have to be very careful while we take trades. Prices basically, you can clearly see it was in the lower band zone below the regression channel. But for 13th today, it's above the regression channel. Some of the prices started moving very slow. So if you see still on the bigger time frames, the price has not reached its exhaustion levels. So somebody who has taken trade on shorter time frames would have had to act very quickly, because until unless it reaches the over exhaustion levels on all time frames, there is no buy position here. It did retest the previous zone, but looks like it's just going in the sideways direction only still. Just if we like pick up the data from this side, like just for 13th, I'll hide this information. And if I try to draw a horizontal line, you see from here the market is now in the sideways direction, so it's actually not moving in an upward direction, so you can see clearly. If you look at this like overall trend, it's sloping upwards, but if we just take out 1 day frame, like just about 24 hours frame, it's just very weird scenario it is in. So only 200 day moving average is below the price, so it's kind of talking about uptrend. But other than that, 20 and 30 MAs are basically above it. Actually, it's an overbought condition, guys, on 4-hour time frame. On a shorter time frame, it might have reached oversold zone. You can clearly see here. Will you buy or will you sell? What would you do? And there are so many bearish fair value gaps that got created on the chart, you can clearly see. Which means that the price will basically retest the zone and come back to the previous levels. So there are so many bearish fair value gaps that are getting created here, which means that before the price is going to continue moving down, the price will retrace back to these levels to fill these orders. You see, the previous buy position was in the oversold zone, but here you can see on bigger time frames, price is now reaching the oversold zone, like it's just below the neutral zone. So still we didn't get any buying position in the bigger time frames. Here we did get one short sell position. So price is trying to reach the neutral zone, still have time for it to go further down on bigger time frame. So Still a lot of time for it to get into the overexhaustion levels, guys. So there's no position as yet. So with that, we come to an end of another stream. We'll catch up tomorrow between 4 to 8 p.m. Dubai time. So let's continue to trade and let's continue to understand the markets and understand when to enter and when to exit the market so that we get a successful trade and also make some profit. Guys, keep following, keep liking, keep subscribing, sharing, and everything that you think you can do to support us, and make sure you hit the like and notification bell so that you get all the notifications on time to enter into the stream. So I will see you back. This is Nida Afreen signing off from the Zbit platform. Hope to see you tomorrow between 4 to 8 p.m. Till then, take care and safely trade.